get it. Which way? Okay, it's 4 o'clock, guys.
Yeah. Shh. Hi, welcome to Travel Talk Tuesday. I am Lainey Melnick with Dream Vacations. I own the Westlake Hills branch in Austin, Texas. And I am here with our great supplier partner who does tours all over the world, Charlie the Traveler. Hi, Charlie.
Hi.
And we
Hello.
are and we are going to talk Cancun and the Yucatan today. We did Cabo last week. So we are on a Mexico kick to try to get through this country and all of Charlie's tours. Please scan the QR code up in the corner and enter to win our quarterly contest, which is Oceana Cruise for Tuda, Alaska, which is amazing. So please enter to win and follow us on all our platforms. We stream on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. I think, did I say that one already? So please enter comments on any of our streaming platform and put hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday. And then we will give you a $50 gift certificate off any Charlie the Traveler tour that you book anywhere in the world through my company. Okay, so Charlie, let's talk Cancun.
Let's do it, girl.
All right, do you do just one tour there, like or that we customize then, or do you do a couple of different options?
Well, people typically have time for like 6-7 days for the Yucatan. So Cancun is the most famous of the resorts on that peninsula or in that state of the Yucatan. So there's quite a bit to see in that whole region, both historically and nature-wise. But we basically will we'll give you what we think's the best for 6 or 7 days. For people who have more time, we can really pack a lot more into it. But like basically Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Cozumel Island, the cenotes, the sinkholes, the Tulum, Chichen Itza. We're going to talk about all these places, but these are kind of like the highlights in 6 or 7 days. It's not very often that people will tell us, hey, we got 2 weeks for the Yucatan. It's usually we got a week, so that's why we've made an itinerary to accommodate the vast majority of people who come to us wanting to spend a week there. So you have more time. We got plenty to add, but if you don't, and there's nothing wrong with you if you don't, because you're 99% of the people who are doing this, we got a week-long tour for you.
And I would say for the majority of my clients, when they think of Cancun or Cozumel, they're thinking of an all-inclusive resort. They just want to go to one spot, just drink and be on the beach. Those people are not the people for this tour, right?
Those are vacationers. But, there's also people something in between. I mean, I'm very much a traveler. My mother is a vacationer. There's a lot of people that are something between us, meaning they want a couple of days active and then give me one day just to bask in the sun type of thing. And we can do that. So this is a 7-day active tour. But if somebody has 8 days or 9 days, they may say, hey, you know what? Give me just one free day in Playa del Carmen to do nothing. And give me one free day in Cancun. So we take our standard tour and we simply pause it and give them exactly that, a free day. And then the following day, we'll just basically pick up where we left off. The only additional cost is for the lodging. So we don't charge you for the extra time or anything like that, just the additional lodging, nothing else.
Right. And then there are some clients who want to be in an all-inclusive resort, and then they ask me for a tour every day. And for those people, it's actually way more cost effective for you to do this kind of a tour with Charlie rather than sit in an all-inclusive resort and just do day trips, different random day trips. So this is a great way to get the bang for your buck and see everything that you can in the area. So let's get started. Most of our clients fly nonstop from Austin area, from Dallas, Houston, LA. There are nonstop flights from all the major cities.
Yeah, a lot of people, especially who haven't come to you, Lainey, or to us, they kind of wing it. Like, we'll just get down there and we'll figure it out. I don't recommend that. I actually did that myself when I was very young. And then after you're done with it, you realize that you've seen almost nothing. You may make just one day trip to Chichen Itza or the archaeological site, but there's all this stuff you miss. So it's better to have this thing kind of planned out beforehand, so you don't go home regretting that, there's a beautiful pink lake that you didn't see, or these flamingos, or these gorgeous beaches, or whatever. So, and it's not common sense. It's not. I mean, for example, when you first, because you're going to be flying into and out of Cancun. However, we don't recommend you spend the entire time in Cancun. However, on day one, we recommend we take you from the Cancun airport directly to a hotel, 5-star in Playa del Carmen. You see? So if people just kind of go there and wing it, they're like, well, we'll just get to Cancun and figure it out. No, because half the things that you're going to want to see are closer to Playa del Carmen, which is an hour south of Cancun. And the other half is going to be closer to Cancun. So the day that you arrive, we pick you up from the airport in Cancun. We will take you to Playa del Carmen, to your nice 5-star hotel. And then we'll give you like a guided tour of the area in Playa del Carmen. It's got all kinds of like shops and bars and restaurants. It's a pedestrian area there with some beaches and whatnot. So, I'd call this more of like an orientation tour, just to kind of show you where everything is. It's not like you're going to learn about history. It's just, we're going to show you where all the fun stuff is, where you want to buy stuff and where you want to party.
Yeah, and Playa del Carmen is kind of the upscale area for the upscale resorts that are beachfront all-inclusives, as well as being kind of this shopping and city area. So yeah, it's a great place to start.
It is. And by the way, I am drinking a soda or carbonated water called Topo Chico. They're not paying me for this, but I'm just going to let the world know that I think it's absolutely delicious.
And I have Topo Chico with my grapefruit vodka from our local vodka makers here. Gosh, I can't think of their names. They're famous, but now I can't think. I'm going to have to Google it. But they're grapefruit vodka with Topo Chico. Yummy.
And I always thought that the French Perrier would be my favorite carbonated water until I had this Mexican Topo Chico, and now they're numero uno. So
Tito's. It's Tito's vodka. How could I forget?
I don't drink alcohol. I'll take your word on that one.
Okay.
So you're based in Playa del Carmen. We've talked about day one. Day two, you're going to go on a day trip. So from the pier in Playa del Carmen, we're going to take you across to the island of Cozumel. So what we end up doing there is a boat tour around the island. There's a couple of ways that people explore Cozumel Island. One is by like buggy, and you go around there and you make some stops. It's a land tour, essentially.
Right.
The other one is a boat tour. I've done both. I think the boat tour is a little bit more exotic. So
and
that is
do you have snorkeling stops?
Of course.
I hope, yeah, because Cozumel is known for diving, great reef. It's known for its snorkeling and its tequila, of course.
Indeed. So yeah, that particular day, it's an easy one. You're out on the boat. So even if you're adjusting to a time difference, from people on the west coast of the U.S., there's like a 3-hour time difference with Cancun, for example. So even those little things will kind of get you a little bit tired, right? So that day two, when you're on a boat, on a catamaran, basically, it's an easy day and you're seeing beautiful stuff. You do a little bit of snorkeling and whatnot. So everybody's happy with day two.
Yes.
Day three is another day trip from Playa del Carmen. On this day, we take you to Chichen Itza, which I've mentioned previously. And those are the famous ruins, or the archaeological site. These were part of the Maya Empire, which goes beyond Mexico. It was also part of Guatemala and Belize, because back in those times, they didn't have these borders of Guatemala and all this. I mean, they were just their own tribal people. And by the way, they didn't call themselves Maya. that was a name given to them by the Spanish, because the Spanish started speaking Spanish to them, and they're asking them questions, and the locals are saying Maya, Maya, which meant was huh. So Maya literally means huh, and that's how they got the name. It sounds like a joke, but it's true. But
So
you're shown Chichen Itza on this day. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so people from all around the world know about Chichen Itza. It's not the only of its kind in that part of Central America, but it is the most famous.
And I've been to lots of ruins all over the world, and Chichen Itza is fascinating. The way that it was built, they built it in a way to really take advantage of the sun and where it sets and how it goes up and the sound. Like if you clap, what happens? I mean, it's just a fascinating tour. I really like Chichen Itza.
Yeah, the engineering behind it and the calculations behind it is very sophisticated. And then it makes us wonder sometimes with some of our buddies today, what they build and how they operate. We're like, what's happened to us? I mean, back in the day, they were measuring things on a level that we still can't comprehend to this day fully. So they have in a lot of ways baffled historians in trying to understand, what are the tools they use and all this kind of stuff. So it's a fascinating place. You take beautiful selfies. And after that, we take you to a sinkhole. Another name for sinkhole is cenote. And just to take you back 60 million years for a second, people don't know this because they just see these beautiful little like sinkholes and this clear water inside and everybody's swimming and taking photos and all this stuff. So it's fun, right? So they don't really like think of, well, what happened? But what happened there was a meteor that crashed onto the Earth, and it crashed specifically in the Yucatan area, which is the tour that we're talking about right now, that whole peninsula. Now, that meteor is what caused the dinosaurs to die. So when that meteor crashed onto the Earth, it had a ripple or a shatter effect. That shatter effect is what caused all those holes or those sinkholes, which we're now swimming in. And the dust from that meteor is what got into the lungs of the dinosaurs, and they died out, while the little birds stayed alive because their lungs are small enough to absorb the dust.
And the cockroaches.
Okay, and the cockroaches.
But
La cucaracha, da, 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 da.
So the cenotes, I think of them as like sunken caves with just clear, beautiful, chilly water that you can swim in. So you do have the option of swimming in the cenotes if you'd like.
Yeah, and lunch is included on that third day. Lunch is also included on the second day. And then after all of that, we take you to this colonial town. It's called Valladolid. You're going to see some Spanish buildings over there, like the church, in the square. You got about 30 minutes there just to kind of walk around freely and take some photos and whatnot. And there's like also a city hall, and there's a central park. And then after that, we take you back to your hotel and we call it a day. That's day 3. Day 4, we don't relocate to Cancun just yet. We go on another day trip. The first destination is Tulum, and that is a very famous destination in that region right there. There's another like Maya walled archaeological site, but this one is right at the beach. So this pyramid or ruin, whatever you want to call it, is right there on the beach. And the landscape around this archaeological site and the other archaeological sites, it's very well landscaped. The grooming on that is just impeccable. So even if you're not into archaeological sites, just the botanical gardens and everything else they have there are really impressive. And then of course, when it's complemented by the archaeology, and then you look down, you see clear water beaches. It's like whatever you like is there, basically. If you like history, you like nature, you like beaches.
And Tulum is more jungly. I would say, than where you are in Playa del Carmen. So you're getting a little more of the environment there.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. Um, there are also a sinkhole that we take you to next to Tulum. It's also famous. So you see a sinkhole on day 3, and you see another one on day 4. Everybody loves those. We have lunch on day 4. It's included again.
Mm.
And after your meal, you're taken to a town called Ucomal. You're taken there specifically so you can go swimming near to sea turtles. That's the famous place there. And of course, we provide you with the snorkeling gear. Then we take you back to Playa to get your luggage that you've left at your hotel. And then we'll relocate you to Cancun.
Mm.
And then basically, once you've got your stuff, you're in Cancun, you have the rest of the day to yourself. And the majority of our customers are going to the hotel zone. And it's filled with tourists and shopping and nightlife and all that kind of stuff. There's entertainers and DJs and whatnot, but it is a party central place.
So are your hotels all inclusives? Are they just European style, just hotel with maybe breakfast included?
They're 5-star with breakfast included. The lunches we include on the tours,
Right.
not at the hotel. And then we get you back before dinner time. So the dinners you purchase on your own.
Okay, gotcha.
Go back to your hotel, shower up, and then do your own thing. And and all the hotels we use are centrally located, so you're not going to have to be taking taxis to get to a special place. You can, for the most part, walk. The hotel zone may be an exception because it really is a big area. So if there's a specific place in the hotel zone you want to go, you may end up using a taxi. But regardless, we're keeping you in centrally located areas
Yep.
of both Playa del Carmen and Cancun.
And if you've never been there, which would be shocking to me because most people have been to Cancun, that the hotel zone is kind of similar to Miami Beach. Like you've got a lot of hotel after hotel after hotel, restaurant, 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 bar, bar, bar. It's just constant tourism.
Yeah, Cancun can be what you make out of it. So for those people who just want to get drunk and party and do nothing, that's there for you. But there's an abundance of other things that are worth experiencing as well. So I can get it. You go there and you want to party and stuff. Nothing wrong
Mhm.
with that. But there's so much for you to see and experience over there. You kind of rob yourself by not doing it. I mean, we've made we've provided some examples of things that are totally worth doing. These sinkholes, the archaeological sites, the beautiful islands,
Mhm.
um, and then on the next day, like on the 5th day, we take you on another boat ride. This one's from Cancun, of course, because now you're staying there, and you go into this place called Isla Mujeres, or the
Mhm.
Island of Women. That's what it was called historically. I don't want to break your spirit, but when you get to the island, there's not a bunch of women waiting for you, and waiting there with grapes and tequila or something, and just to tell you what a handsome man you may be. But it's just a name. But we take you over there, and you're taken to an underwater museum. They've got all these statues under there.
Mhm.
Um, you often see sea turtles as well in that area over there. There's a beach club that we take you to on this island. Lunch is included on this day. There's an open bar on this day. So where I'm kind of getting with this is like you don't really have to choose. Like you don't have to vacation or travel on this Yucatan trip. You can do both,
Mhm.
you know, and that's where you
Yeah.
got like the open bar, you got the music, you've got the this, you got the that. It can all be given to you. Um, so on this catamaran ride,
Mhm.
we take you to the center of Isla Mujeres as well. There's some there's a town over there where you can do some shopping and whatnot. Um, but most of it is like on catamaran, going around the island, snorkeling,
Mhm.
music, food, drinks, and then we get you back to Cancun around 6 p.m.
So
Um,
Isla Harris is kind of between the mainland where Cancun is and Cozumel. and there's like one road that goes around it that people can take a golf cart around or jeep, but there are some nice hotels that have come up on the island, but it's a pretty small island. There is a turtle hatchery there. There's all sorts of things, like little things to do, but it's great snorkeling, great, especially because you're in a protected area. You're not like on the open ocean. You're between the mainland and the island, so it's a little more protected.
Hmm. And most people end up staying in Cancun and just making the day trip. Yeah, that's how the vast majority of it do. Now, on the sixth day, you're going on another day trip. And this one, you see like a crocodile farm and you take like a boat ride into this biosphere reserve. But the highlight is these pink lakes. They're called Los Coloradas. So, this is kind of one of those things where, and these are like pink lakes, like you go there. And it's just, I mean, they're salt, basically. It's a form of salt, and it gives you a pink reflection. But this is the kind of thing, like when you're in Cancun, if you just try to wing it, you're not going to figure out all this kind of stuff. And that's why we have this package tour. So seeing the crocodiles, seeing the flamingos, seeing this very pink lake that most people haven't seen before. And in my case, there's only a couple of other places in the world that I've seen something like that. It's like, wow, I'm glad I've done this.
So is that inland?
This one's north. So
North.
it is also by the water, but it's kind of north west of Cancun.
Okay.
You see, not a lot of people know about that one.
I didn't know about that one.
No. Ooh, see,
Ooh,
maybe you should go on our tour then.
I know, I should.
And then on the seventh day, we take you back to the airport in Cancun. You fly out, or if you've asked to extend this tour, then we simply extend it, and you have some free time, and then take you to the airport later.
One of the places that I would recommend to add on is Isla Holbox to go see the whale sharks if it's the right season. That's a really cool little remote island that people don't even know exists, but it's a very cool place to go off of the Yucatán Peninsula.
Yeah, which is also closer to Cancun. And that's where when people start saying, like, we have all these extra days, we start adding stuff like that. We start customizing it. It just depends on how much free time they have. But yeah, whale sharks are popular there.
Yeah, very, and I'm not sure. So on as far as seasonal goes, I mean, any season is good for Cancun, but what would you suggest?
November through April are the most popular months, where you got perfect weather and less rainfall. The other times of the year still aren't bad. It's just a little bit more humid and a little bit more rain. But November
And
through April are the high season months for sure.
And about safety, I mean, safety in Mexico is a challenge sometimes. The more tourist areas usually are the safer ones, but you should never treat it like it's a safe area and you don't need to worry. You should always be on your guard, just like you would in any big city. Watch your drinks. Don't let people handle your drinks. And don't get drunk and blackout drunk. That it's just not a good idea anywhere in the world to do that. So, buddy system, stay safe.
Yeah, if some random stranger is approaching you on the street, you know, you're not as famous as you may convince yourself to be. Maybe he just wants to sell you something, and just kind of stay away from that. So usually people approaching on the street. I mean, one, it may be somebody's trying to sell you a tour or stuff, but if you got a package, you don't have to worry about that. And the other reason why they may be approaching you is to sell you drugs. That is less common now than it was in the past. When I first started going there when I was a kid, it was much more like you got approached very often.
Like
Now
in
less,
Jamaica.
but I haven't been to Jamaica, so I'll have to take your word, man.
What? Oh, you need to go. Well, and the thing I would warn people about, I forgot about this, when you fly into the airport, we will have your transfers set up. So when you walk out from the baggage claim, there's this hallway you'll go through with booths along the side, and all of those people will be yelling at you to come to them, come over, let me help you. Are you confused? Let me give you information. Those people are all trying to sell you things, and don't talk to them. Just say thank you, gracias, and walk by them. Yeah, people get super confused. They think that they have to buy something there to get their ride. You don't. Just walk straight through to the exit, and then you'll find our transfers out there waiting for you.
Yeah, that's right. And obviously, just stay away from people who are trying to sell you drugs anywhere in the world, not least in Mexico.
Yeah, for sure.
So, getting around, definitely you're going to need boats, and otherwise you're going to need like companies like ours who are taking you on these tours. The alternative to that is renting cars for people who don't want to go on tours. The only thing I got to say, I'm generally reluctant to rent cars in Mexico. I have been pulled over by the cops before, and they'll ask for like a $600 payment on a fine for a U-turn or something, which is ridiculous, and then they try to get you down to like $250, and then you say, look, if you just give us cash, so that kind of stuff can happen over there. That's why just when you go on a tour, you don't have to deal with all that drama. You don't feel any of it.
Yeah, I used to live in Tucson, so we used to drive down to the beach over there, Puerto Penasco, quite often. This was back in like the 80s. So it was easy back then to just drive over, no problem. You didn't need to do anything special with insurance or your driver's license. But then as time went on, they started asking for huge thousands of dollars to give them while you have the car in Mexico. You have to have a special insurance, all sorts of things. They just made it frightening to drive over there. So yeah, I definitely don't recommend driving in Mexico. It's just one of those countries. I don't think it's safe for you to be in a car driving around on your own out there.
Yeah, if you do it right, you're going to have a great time, but you just have to follow the protocol, which is going on tours, whether they're private tours or shared tours. In this case, there's shared tours, unless we get like a big group of, let's say, 5-6 people, then we can change most of it to private, at least the land portion of it, right? So when you're doing that kind of thing, you're fine. So just go on private or shared tours. Otherwise, don't be talking with people out on the street or approaching you, and you'll be just fine. You'll enjoy Mexico. The music's really good. We all know the food's good. It's fattening. It's got to be some of the most fattening food on the planet.
But it's good.
but it's definitely good.
And of course, the tequila tasting tours are awesome too.
If you remember them afterwards.
Yeah, I think they were good.
The thing I get high off is the guacamole out there. I eat so much guacamole. It's just like, oh my god.
And ceviche is so good there too.
Yeah, and the carne asada. Overall, I think the people they're friendly. They've always been nice to me.
Absolutely, totally. Yeah, it's. I mean, there is the dangerous element there, but for the most part, they're just people who really understand tourism and want to be very hospitable. So.
All right, now here's something that's going to.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I was just going to say that people should watch the State Department warnings and make their own decision about what's safe for them. It's like Chicago's dangerous, but people still go to Chicago. So, it's your choice what you want to risk.
Something that will kind of surprisingly shock Americans. Here in the United States, there's certain areas, neighborhoods in the big cities where people from Mexico don't speak English that well, right? And just we all kind of know the area in our city where that is and stuff, kind of broken English. And the funny thing though is when you go to like Cancun, Playa del Carmen, even Cabo San Lucas, they speak English perfectly over there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my gosh, like we're like the guys that we meet out in like those cities, they speak English better than the guys back home, or at least in certain neighborhoods and back home. And like they don't even have an accent. It's crazy. Their English
Yeah.
is that good, and Cancun and whatnot. So um,
When I say it's
yeah,
like Miami Beach, I mean like it's totally like Miami Beach. Like you won't feel like you're in Mexico there. Except I mean there are some areas where you'll feel it, but in the hotel zone, you can forget. You think you're in America.
yeah. You know it does feel something like a little bit like Miami, tropical.
Hmm.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit like that in a good way. I mean, it's got its own unique identity, of course.
Right.
Um,
I mean, in
but yeah,
Miami,
it
you have
does.
that Cuban influence, and so I wouldn't say you're feeling the Cuban influence as much in Cancun. It's more of a Mexican influence, but
Yeah. And by the way, if somebody approaches you on the streets and tries to sell you in Cancun Cuban cigars, um, don't do it. Just don't do it. You're gonna be smoking some junk. Um, if you want Cuban cigars, go to Cuba. Or if you're not going to do that, um, they do have shops, licensed shops in
mm,
Cancun and Playa where you can get Cuban cigars because they're not far from each other. So, and they know that it's hard for Americans to get Cuban cigars from
right.
Cuba. So they'll send them over, but just make sure you're
Mm.
going to like licensed shops to get this, as opposed to just meeting, some amigo off the street and just like, praying to God that this guy's selling you something legit.
So Mexico is filled with some really fabulous places to vacation. We already talked about Cabo last week. This the Yucatan Peninsula and Cozumel is another area. Also Mexico City and Alan de Miguel. Is that the right? Is that how to say it? I can't remember. That
Which one?
area, Alan de Miguel, Miguel de Alan, something like that.
San Miguel de
San
Allende.
Miguel de Allende. That's it. Oh my God, my brain does not work. That area is just like incredibly great for foodies and culture. So there's a lot in Mexico. People tend to be a little afraid of going there, but it's really a shame because there are some beautiful places there to go visit.
Actually, a lot of Americans have moved there to San
Mm,
Miguel de Allende. It's
yeah.
one of the retiree hotspots, we'll call them. And it's not far from Guanajuato, which I actually think is much prettier than San
Mm,
Miguel de Allende. Guanajuato is one of the prettiest cities in Mexico, if not the prettiest, to be honest with you. Um, so yeah, there's a whole different type of Mexico to see with colonial cities and romantic music and romantic streets and all of that. The
hmm.
Yucatan tour is very much nature, archaeology, um, music, and partying, and catamarans and open bars and all of that. But I do
Yeah.
think it's a good balance though between like history, nature, and having fun partying.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like a perfect vacation for Cancun. How much is it?
That's one I always have to get on because I don't have that one memorized. Now I gotta look. All right.
Okay.
I can't remember every little thing
I know.
though.
I can't expect you to know everything.
Um, oh, there's a lot of things I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Um, so this one, based on two people sharing a
Mm.
room, like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, two friends, whatever. Per person, it's 2,693, and that includes five-star hotels, all those lunches,
Yeah.
entry fees, and the tour guiding. It includes all the land transportation, all the boat transportation.
Yeah, that's an
Um,
excellent price.
yeah.
All right. So I think we've kind of covered Mexico. Was there anything else you wanted to say before we close out?
Let me think. No, I think we got that one pretty good.
Yeah,
We,
I think we did too.
um,
So next week we're going to do Colombia. So come back on next Tuesday to watch us discuss Colombia, which is really an up and coming great destination. I can't wait to talk about it. And be sure to scan the QR code, enter to win my quarterly contest for the Oceania cruise to Alaska, and follow us everywhere. We stream on every platform we can, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. Be sure to put hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday on your comments on any of our platforms, and we'll give you a $50 gift certificate towards any Charlie the Traveler tour that you book through us anywhere in the world. So please give us a call at Dream Vacations, Lainey, Melnick and Associates in Austin, Texas. And of course, you can always ask for Charlie too.
talk to Lainey. I'm here to answer the boring stuff. The fun stuff is with her.
I try so hard. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thanks for watching, and please join us on our next Tuesday. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Is it still live?